right, what do you got this week? I think isn't that how we started last week? Did we start with you still?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
we go you, me, and then hot list, or I think that's how we did it. I think that's how we did it.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
that's how we do it.
okay.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with AG, and it was really good week for gold and silver. They held up nicely. These are just so battered down. My entry on AG that I talked about a lot and got in on was actually below. Yeah, so below 7. So here we are. We're at 762. Um, this is just very likely to bust through 8 and make that move to 850. 9 might be pushing it a little bit, but I just sort of see a channel here, and overwhelmingly bullish flow for now on it. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, I got this a one line chart from um, probably when it dropped. It looks like we got on it right when it dropped. 819 is what I have. It's the only line I have. Kind of got a 650 floor. I'd put it's a nice $1.50 channel in my opinion. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm with you. 850 is definitely. I wouldn't set it and forget it there because you might not get there. But that's around there is the high end right now. You kind of have that 8 was support when it fell, and it's kind of turned into resistance now on my end. So, um, but the 650 to 8 channel I like. I don't know what your bottom is in flow, but that's what I have on the chart.
yeah. The floor has been 7 in the flow, but it dips below 7. So
Okay.
that's why I say add under 7 because I've gotten it at like the 680s a few times. And the thing about silver, it is the most manipulated
Yeah.
thing in the entire stock market.
In the
Forget
world,
AMC and all that.
world,
Like
world.
yes, I mean just yeah. So you get like flash crashes and futures and I mean so it's definitely something to be aware of, which is why with swing trading I prefer swinging gold over silver if I'm going to get into precious metals. Really for that reason because it just silver sometimes doesn't hold together as well. But yeah, these charts, a lot of room to run on several of them. But AG is kind of the best share options combo. Tight spreads on the calls, so that's something you look for. All right, so next up for me is gold.
That was
Barrick Gold Company.
that was gonna be on my list because we are right on my level here. I forgot why I went around it. I think this is one that just in general the metals and materials. I was more looking at silver and let you lead the way on these usually. Um, but
Yeah,
550 or 1550 to 18 is what we have.
that's yep. Yeah, that's where the flow goes. Flow goes to 18 on anything from November to January. Strikes are bullish. Really, all expirations, any strike you can think of is pretty bullish on it. The There was an attempt to close this under 15 in the weeklies last week that failed. So I'll be watching what the flow does on Monday, but I think they're gonna uh, give in for now and let this run a bit. So looking for that 18 test.
Yeah, I played this last time and I basically got stopped out right above entry. It just failed. I forgot it was got to have been back here, like last month. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah. There's
like
been
this
some
though.
stalled rallies in gold. I've been looking for that sustained move on it like we got last time.
You know what we are at right now? Just out of curiosity. If you don't, that's okay.
But no, what's that?
Gold. I'm just asking if you knew what it was at. Off,
Oh, the
roughly.
price of gold, like the
16. Yeah, 1660.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so a run to 18 pushes this. Hopefully back to like 17, 1650, 17. Because that's what happened last time. We were sitting on 18. I was like, I'm buying this. It's on support. And it never went above 18. And the market kind of said, no, we're going to go the other way for a month.
Yeah, yeah. That so right, that 18 plus, that's where it gets really good. So if it could actually get that momentum through that, and but from down here playing a test of that is
Yes.
perfectly,
Yeah.
it's great. So yeah, yeah,
Great
we'll be
hundred,
on that.
great 100 share play for me because I mean it's even on that it's hard to lose 300-400 bucks. This thing's not going to 12 overnight. It's just not.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And you can sit in it and wait, maybe accumulate more, that kind of stuff. Sweet, like it.
Uh, Next up for me is GTE. So GTE is
This is the one I didn't like. I got a $1.55 channel.
so you don't like it because we're like in the middle of that zone.
Yes, and there's just not much either way, and your volume profiles are both below a dollar. Um, the day trend looks good, but the weekly to me just looks like it just crossed the back over the 250 cross on the weekly, and it looks to
Yeah,
me like it's gonna go probably back. I mean, I like it at a dollar. Yeah, I like it at a dollar. I don't like it here. Best way to say it. Save some time.
yeah. So and definitely could do that. Flow on it. Looking at 2C for 2024. So they got some like pretty far stuff out there. 1.5C for November, 1.5C for January, 2C February. Kind of I think the sector might take it up. So this is an oil and gas production company from Colombia and Ecuador, um, headquartered in Canada. So I kind of like South America right now, and so that's kind of part of the thinking here. So we'll see. But yeah, I definitely do think that if you can get this closer to a dollar, that certainly would be good. Very likely to hold at a dollar though.
And you don't see 150 as the problem. That's my problem right here, P. Is really I see 150 as the problem.
Well,
So
I
you're
play options, so it wouldn't be a problem.
okay, okay, okay.
So like basically, like the 150 test is where I'd get out.
Perfect. Okay, that
And
makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
can do that from $1.20. When the stock price is $1.20, when it gets
Um,
to $1.50, you can get out.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So
All
let
right,
me
I
just
see
give
it.
you a quick quick math on that. So like October 21st, and I've talked about this before that this is the best week to buy October 21st contracts.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so basically like the um the calls on this, I actually would buy in the money at a dollar, and they're $25. And if you get a move to 150 between now and expiration, yeah, they go at 135. They go 44%. If it
Oh
gets to
wow.
150, that's 100% on the contracts. So I like this is one where I like the setup in the sector. I like the test to 150, and I can take a contract from 25 to anywhere between 40 and $50. That's the trade.
Okay, that makes sense.
Nothing huge, like 5 of them or something like that.
No, that makes more sense now. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me is one where like the flow was so good, I just had to get it on here, but the chart is sort of hideous. Is Ally, ALLY, and I don't always know what to do with the chart like this, where you just get this kind of red waterfall on the on the day chart.
You you play the
And it's like,
psychological levels. That's about all you can do.
yeah, yeah. And not that we're exactly close to one, but they're really wanting to just reverse this to 30 is what I'm seeing. So the contracts that stand out, I've got 1216 33C.
Yep.
Um, a drop to 25 first seems plausible to me, though. And
I should have said my fucking note first. So, like, I'd play the psych level, 25 psych, volume profile 31, 33. That's what you get.
yeah, and I put it on the hot list because it's like I think 25, if it's going to happen, is going to happen this week. And basically, like the whales, when I see them buy, they're buying some time, so it's kind of like they expected to, and they're scaling in. That's my theory on what's going to happen. And because the sold put at 25 is so bullish, that's kind of the spot where it's going to bounce. Lines up with the psych level, so there we go. I'm not buying this here. I'm buying it at 25. If it reverses from here, congratulations. I'll just let it go. But I want
Yeah.
25 as close as I can get to that, and then I think it's a really solid trade back to 30.
I like trying to get it at 25 because you can play it back to even here and be okay.
Yeah.
But you have to be ready for it not to make it to 25, like make it to 26, 26, 50. That's enough range for me back to 30. But right here, you're like
Yeah.
28 to 30. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not a good enough setup yet.
Yeah.
The flow is perfect. This chart is crap. Didn't like it when I looked at it, but our numbers line up too well for it not to be a pretty good play here. I mean, it's not a Monday play, but I like the setup.
Yeah, I see the scaffolding of a good play, and
Yeah,
we will revisit this. I think.
it's kind of what I talked about as we left the market cast part of it. Delineating regular flow or hey, look, something's going on here. Flow. That's what makes you different, and I'm assuming that's what's going on here. Something stood out.
Yeah, I don't see Ally in the flow. Like it's all it's all SoFi and
Yeah,
Bank of America and Wells Fargo and stuff. So yeah, so for them, they've just been such a dud for months. For them to show up now is interesting. So
like it.
yeah.
I like it.
All right. So next up for me is Hut.
That's an us.
Yes. 1216 3C getting a lot of attention. Really, this one's all about 2C is where they give like kind of their big push.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see this running to 3 before the end of the year. Is kind of my take on it.
Possibilities are endless after 250, especially depending on market conditions, i.e., Bitcoin. 175 is the line, my friend. That's what it is.
Right there.
That's what it is. I'm on the same page. I got a little bit of this last week. I kind of rinse it off that level until we get above 2. Again, because 2 to 250 is a good trade, and that's really where I see the breakout. But yeah, you really can't go wrong with this thing. I don't. It's the easiest one, and it's priced as options, right? You can spend option money on it. If you only play $30 or $50, you can do that here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. I always go. I go like 2 weeks out with options just because they're so cheap. Yeah, so like two C for October 14th is like $12. For the 21st, it's 16, so that's probably even better. And so like I'm looking to trade those, buy them at 16, looking to get a move to $25 or so on the options. But you could easily double those if crypto runs.
God, the volume's ridiculous on this. Every contract has over 1,000 on Friday.
Yeah.
Crazy. Or I guess that's open interest. That's probably in general, but still, that's a lot. I like it.
Uh, Next up for me is blue. Gonna return to this one, and had a really nice day Friday. Um, to continue there's the setup in it where so I've got 1021 7.5C, and then I've got leaps to 10, and even the 1021 10C got some
Jesus.
attention too. So this could potentially really bust out there. If it breaks through 750, it's just gone. I think it'll just fly to 10 very fast. There's definitely been some news pushing it, but yeah, the setup's good.
Yeah, I need to look more into what the actual news is for these guys. I'm not too sure. I think they're a bio company, is what I thought.
Yeah, they got accelerated approval for
Was it the Alzheimer's?
neurodegenerative
Was this the
disease
Alzheimer's?
therapy.
Alzheimer's.
Um, no, that was what is that one? BIIB. That was the
Oh,
Alzheimer's.
okay. I got 5 as strong here, because this thing does have range. Assuming that's why Professor likes it. 6. It's turning 6 to support. Um, I like that you have 10 though. That kind of answers takes a lot of what I was asking, because you can't really see anything above it. But
Yeah,
there's range to like 12, 11, 12. That's kind of pipe dreamy. So not having a real target, um, that kind of gives me one. So I like this adding under 6. That's where I would go. 5's real strong. Add under 6.
nice. All right, next one, another underwater disaster chart, but got the exact flow number I wanted was NVAX.
Mm-hmm. Do you like my note I put in my page?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
For
how
no
I'm
reason.
playing it. That's how I'm playing
Yeah,
it.
and it's
It's there.
the contract. It was 12/16 30C, just out of nowhere. Whales were scalping weeklies on it. That was kind of most of the activity, but then just boom, volume over open interest, 12/16 30C. So I think that this is going to get one of those big moves. Near term 18-25% over the span of a couple days. It's done it before, and I think that we're setting up for that. Kind of looking for that to continue. That I don't have the sold puts numbers that give me a lot of conviction on it, so kind of waiting on that. Potentially 17.5 for this week is the sold put I'm looking for. But yeah, so this is just one of those risky biotechs that can run hard, and 30 is my number.
I like 30 because it lines up well with the chart. This thing definitely can run there. 14's kind of the bottom, P. Like if it is gonna respect anything on this end, that would be.
Yeah, and
So
so
it's
here's
not
the
much
deal: like
down.
10 1021 14p, 51% bearish as of right now. So that's the contract where the kind of the battle will happen for a floor on it. So with you there.
Yeah, the range is so it's a news play though for me. Like
Yeah.
they'll have something coming in. But yeah, I'm sticking to the notes. So what I'll do so everyone knows, because I stress this all the time, is I'll just read Professor's notes and he'll be pounding the table on it.
Yeah, and
Guaranteed.
their downgrades have been ugly because it's like the analysts have been not even adjusting it this whole time, and so like you get downgrades from 120 to 18. Like So it really stands out that they're doing that. But yeah, it definitely it needs news to push. It never really got as much of a from the COVID thing as some of the others. What I mean by that is like it had that huge spike. It didn't get the secondary run that like mRNA got and all that. So I think it'll be something different.
Yeah, their sales per share value is $15. I mean, I understand they have the COVID thing going on, but yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't do this is one you can't do wrong on this long term even here. Like this is a $30 stock in general. Like even under horrible conditions, um, that they're down here kind of seems funny to me. Uh oh, did I lose you?
So, you with me?
Oh, there you go.
Up next is Frey.
The resilient Frey.
Yeah, and so this into close had a lot of nice buys at 10, 21, 16, and 17 C. So looking for that retest at 16 and to kind of bust through this time.
Yeah, on the one day I have basically a 1 month bar that builds, which is real nice right now because we have a solid month until Monday. We'll get a new bar on Monday, but 1405 is kind of the arrow down it um, right now. So 14 to 16 would be your channel. This thing just pulls back on market bad days, and then as soon as it's a regular day or an average day, it trends back up. Um, our initial lines on this thing were 785 and 1130.
Yeah.
Kind of missed the play, but I think there's still a lot left to give here. They're a battery company, so
Yeah.
I like them, and I usually don't say that about all time high. So play it off 14 for me.
Yeah, and I do the all time high stuff a lot. Just in the options trading, it's a little you have a little more room for profit and that kind of thing. But
Well, it seems like you
yeah,
get a new release date type mentality, right? Like, oh, the 20s are now a thing where the 20s were never a thing. When a stock trades in a
yeah,
range with like this stock, it's traded like say 7 to 11. Like there is no 15s or 16s being traded. Well, there is
right,
now. There is
yeah,
and I think that's why you play that is because new those new contracts coming into play is playable. It's like an IPO for option contract.
yeah, and it's just kind of a whole fresh new setup. New open interest and those new strikes and all that. So yeah, definitely with you there.
It's like a first
Um,
time. It's like a first time pumped penny stock.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Not
it
not the
builds excitement for sure.
yeah not the third time when it's not gonna make that $5. It's like Wish. It was good the first
Yeah.
time. Perfect.
All right, next up for me is Laser.
Us.
Nice, yes, us.
That was an us one.
Um, all right, so let's see here.
So I got seven. This and I put my prices in the notes last 2 weeks. If the smaller price is second, that means we're just on the top level. So this is 750. The lower part of the channel was $6, but it's been eating this 750 alive. Last high was 1011.
1021 12C is what got my attention on it,
Wow.
and volume exceeds open interest by like 10 times. Contract is $7. Now that's that's obviously way out of the money. But even like 10-7, 9C is bullish. Like, so it pretty good across the board. 7 looks like the floor to me for now.
I like that. I forgot why this was it earnings or something. It got smacked like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. But it was at 10 and it just got pummeled. Yeah, it was
Yeah, and it wasn't earnings.
922. That's 922. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh wait, here we go. It's got downgraded. This PT downgrades 210.
Oh wow, yeah.
Share slump after Northland Capital downgrade. Yeah, just downgrades. Interesting. No, I like this chart. I like this a lot. The LiDAR play. Correct.
Yep. Yeah, there's always that potential for some new deal for them.
Right down. Ran a very few times. Professor's level is lower than mine. He said 7. I said 750. That's a.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm changing it to 7. Don't worry. I'm gonna go with the cheap guy, but I like it a lot.
Next up is Hood, which I took off for 1 week and then back again. Really, 974 has just been such a good spot to trade off of, and still just I really like this stock to see some relief when we get out of all this. Kind of like an $18 to $25 stock is how I see it. That's a little down the line, but for now, let's see the flow I like. Yeah, $11, $12 in October calls is what stands out to me. Sold puts at 10, so anything under 10 is going to bounce back pretty quickly.
This is an interesting chart. It makes sense because of the eyes on the chart. I guess that's the best way to explain it. It's a borderline fucking meme stock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the weekly and the daily are undeniably in an uptrend. But you're building resistance at 1050 right now, not support. So it's a ascending triangle basically because you have a flat top, but it's definitely in an uptrend from like 2 months ago. It's came off as from $7, to 11, which is dang near 50%. You play the pullbacks. It seems to have 3 or 4 really bad days and then 2 good weeks. That kind of seems what it's doing right now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, my lines on it are 899 and 974, so could see that pull back to that $9 level again. I would just expect it to bounce really quickly off that.
Yeah, I have 850. It's a big shelf. 9 makes sense, just on the psych level. The elephant in the room is 1050 though, in my opinion.
Yeah. So this is option scalps, largely weeklies on those moves. Not necessarily trusting a breakout past 1050, but under 9 to 1050 or under 10.
You were pounding the table on this thing at the $7-8 level, so this is a great call.
Yeah,
I understand why you're still here.
Yep, looking for that next round.
Now what you got next? All right.
And basically what I'm seeing with Fro is bounce here, move back to 13, leaps to 15, leaps to 20.
I got 10 to 12
really
12.
Nice future on this one.
10 to 12 channel on Fro for me.
Yeah, I mean 10. There is some potential at 10. You could see 10. Definitely don't think we see below 10. The 9 puts are just all bullish all the way. So yeah, lots going to depend on what goes down with energy to open the week. Definitely nice reversal potential. Close to 10 as you can get.
I like it.
All right, so my next one.
I think I lost you again. All right.
STNG next for me.
Yeah, they sound way better now. STNG. It's just yeah, it's another one of them all-time high ones. Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
What do I got on my note
Oh, I'm
here?
not going in yet. I'm in.
45.
Yeah. So what I've got here, 50C stands out
Oh wow.
for December, and so I think it's probably going to get there. But shorter term, 45, I think we'll get a test up there, and that's really where it would break through.
Yeah, you're kind of there. 42 is the pivot right now. 45 is your high. This thing's held up real well.
Our original entry on this is hilarious compared to where it is now.
I got one line on this chart, and it's around 35.
Yeah.
Was that it, or was it below that?
No. It was like it was under $20.
Oh,
it was like $16. Yeah.
Jesus. I do remember it thinking, is this thing ever gonna stop?
Yeah.
But yeah, tankers, man.
All right. So next up for me is DDOG.
Yay, that is nuts.
And this in like a realistic, market conditions, it just has no business being down here. I mean, this is a $100 stock easy. So basically, did see some kind of push down. This could actually drop to like 85 from here on my end potentially, but really like it to reverse back to 95 to 98 and do so fairly quickly.
89.39 is the lower channel. 97.21 is the upper part of the channel.
Nice.
So that's between your 95 and 98.
Yeah.
I got you, P. I got you. Only place we disagree is this is more like $170 stock.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
I believe.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's where I think it should be. Didn't really talk about it in a market cast as I wanted to. I'll probably touch base with it during the week. But we beat the table on book value like in March, right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these things are real close to book value, and you have to understand from an investor standpoint, that's the risk. The risk is the speculation that's built into the price, right? That's the risk you're buying in the stock. When there is no risk because you're buying it at book value, that's when things should be appealing, especially if you think the company's going to last. These guys are getting real close to that here. I don't know if a bottom below this. There's definitely is room down on the chart, but finding one, yeah, I'm not going to say 37. That's not going to happen. So that you give 85, I kind of like as a level there. Because this is one that it also could. I've thought myself I could wake up. This could be $70, on a bad day.
Yeah. There's no flow down there just yet. There is that 85, a little bit of 82. strikes in October showing up. So that get the same whales that are in 98 are also in those 85, 82. So they're just sort of playing both scenarios, and then they'll pile in, once it picks a
since
direct.
we have a flat bottom since May here, like a real flat bottom. So, but what I mean, that could go either way. But I like the company, I really do. That's why we stay on it, and I think this 10% channel is totally tradable right now. It is.
Yeah, it is. It just it's always in my rotation. Just love the way it moves, and of the cybersecurity plays, it's definitely my favorite.
100%. I play the share side because I'm not worried about getting stuck in it in what would be a really small position. In the grand scheme of things. I mean, that's just honestly why I play it. And I think people should play that more because it takes emotion out of it. Square, Disney, all the same for me.
Yep.
Don't mind getting stuck in them.
No Nikola in there?
Nah. Solo though, bro.
Yes.
My average is like 450. No.
Yeah.
No.
So Solo doesn't have as many indictments to deal with as Nikola does.
Solo.
But so all right. Next up is Kodak.
Nothing else.
So Kodak's, it's an interesting one in that I mean our the first time we traded this was just like exceptional, and then has been decent since then on the couple moves we've had, but just down here really has no business being under $5. There's just there's no push from the whales to keep it down here, I guess is how I would put it. And very easily could head to between 6 and 750 is sort of the top end in the leaps right now. So like that risk reward, pretty safe trade, pretty safe stock overall. So I think we're good here.
Yeah, this candle right here for use on screens, people, is where Professor called it. And then I had the T8 at 7, and it actually made the move. And this kind of, whenever this is March. This is kind of where I was like, all right, we're on to something. We really are on to something here.
Yeah.
And I played this the second time, did not get the full move here, but I definitely played it the second time it got down here at this 450 level. That's why I was back on it this week, is it's back on this 450 level. I like that the flow read is that strong, because I would have just played this back to 550, to be honest with you. So yeah, A+ setup on my end.
Yeah. I mean, which you can. I mean, even if you're in,
I will,
like 750 leaps, you want to play this back to 550. You're going to make decent money on that. So you'll make 30% on those options. So really good spot. One of the ones on the hot list that is pretty much around what would be my entry. So definitely keep an eye on that. And all right, so next up, this is one that I've stayed away from since it had the big drop, but is going to probably bounce here. Is Snap.
Oh no, that's not Chop. I thought you were going to Chop. Snap's us too.
Yeah. All right, so this one of those stocks that I was really I was kind of used to trading it. Well, I used to trade it like $30, like, but So anyway, it's obviously been pretty bleak. Just has been pummeled by the market. You see a lot of kind of weird out of the money, weird in the money sold puts on it, which you kind of have to ignore. Those are bullish. They're just sort of a way to control shares. But what I like about this is a move to $12. that there should be a 10
This right here.
to $13 channel or so if it can bust through that. But 10 to 12 is kind of what I'm looking for here.
Yeah, 950 to 1415 is the main channel. 12 is your last top. Totally makes sense. Couldn't agree more with everything you said. Stocks like this, maybe Hood, that's another one we got on there. Even if they are shitty companies, gonna go to hell. Someone's buying the name. Just how that's gonna work. So these are kind of if you are gonna lotto something, these are the stocks I would pay attention to. I do like it from a technical standpoint in this channel though.
Nice. Rum.
Chop. There it is. Okay, so this is Chop. This chart is Chop. What? Look at the daily. Look at the 1 hour. It's just straight sideways on low volume.
Funky doji looking things everywhere. Yeah.
Just no rhyme or
all right,
reason.
so
what?
I'm gonna make my case for rum. Well, okay, so for one thing, rum is the better right-wing stock as midterms approach.
Okay, all right.
That's how I'm gonna put it. All right, so there's kind of there's a political element to it, and this looking like a move back to $14 is imminent, and so it's 1021 14C, and I've got leaps to 16 to 20 on it. Those are kind of your long shot lottos, but yeah. So I like a move to 14, and then as I'm looking at it, I think momentum to 14 is going to carry it higher on my end. So so that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's a former SPAC, so 10's kind of your floor from here. If you get sizing right, it's playable. I like your angle. I like your angle. I won't go wrong. I didn't like it until that, but that makes sense if you're gonna have one. Good call. That's a good call. It just
we nailed this on the ticker change too. That was yeah.
It's what did I say? It's the DWAC, the inverse ETF for DWAC, right? Like it's one or the other. It's one or the other. It's a bear market, so I would have played the inverse if I were you. But I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my consolidation scripts pop up on Friday on a 5-minute chart. It's just not wanting to get out of this zone. When it does, I think it goes pretty quick. So for me, your $10 floor from the SPAC, maybe more like 11. Pay a little premium now that we do have the name change to 14. That makes sense. So for me, share side, if you get offered 11s, I'll take them. If not really for me without the news catalyst. It's a B.
And then,
it's a B.
My last one, our last one.
Okay.
Disney.
All right.
So, I mean, this is just rinse and repeat. I didn't expect to be doing again this fast, but that's kind of the market we're in.
Mm-hmm.
We had about the perfect entry on this last time, and I just think those lower levels are very likely to hold on it. I have sold puts at 95, but we could go to like 91, 92 very easily. And then, I mean, from there, that reversal back up to the 120s is plausible in the option flow. But I mean, if we're sideways, like 110 to 112 is probably more realistic. But that's a great move too. So
yeah, I kind of had the 92 103 channel. It's like the 70-90 rule for me. One of those need to confirm. I posted it. It was had to be a week and a half ago. I posted in chat. Um, Disney hundreds should be coming into play when we were at like 10 when we were at 103. Um, and it broke like the next couple days. I'm what like is being early not a good thing on that? Like, because it
Yeah,
just
no, it is. It
okay,
is.
because
Good thing.
it just didn't have. I think me and Pac were talking. And he's just like, there's just not a lot of action, um, in there, and I just I seen it going downhill. Whether it was the 95 or 90, wherever we're gonna catch. Kind of knew it was coming on the reset, but um, I was curious about that because I said it like 2 days before it went below 100. It seemed like that would have been a great play. Um,
Yeah. No, it definitely was.
it's hard for me to figure out options. So for me, I'm looking for 92 to hold. I got out at 109. That was where I drew my line in the sand. I had this in square. Square I didn't do as good in. I got out at like 74. Um, so I'm looking to re-add these positions. Um, Kind of want a stronger flow read off the bottom, but 92 is my level to. I'm fine. Again, I'm fine with getting a position, and on a long-term perspective, it's not a big position, um, and just holding it if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I think this is an environment where you can swing large cap shares. For lack of a better way of saying it. So yeah, I think Disney's one of those that definitely
Well,
stands out for that. And so I think like for me, my rules on swings are that the either the sector has to be right, like gold is right now, oil to some extent, or it has to be a stock that like it's like okay, I'll just if I just own this, I'll just own it. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Just
And Disney's one.
make sure that's like under like 15% of the total position you want. Maybe
Right.
maybe 20. 20 is a little
Yeah.
large. But like yeah, like go in like yeah, if you were gonna buy 100 shares of Disney, if that was like where you wanted your portfolio to be, like nail bottom on Disney right now, you knew it. All right, I'm gonna be 100 shares into my portfolio. Um, Buy 15 off 92 or 20 off 92.
Well, and we talked about this with Google when
Yeah, yeah,
Google was getting to that 100 to 102 level. It's like, you know, this is a pretty good spot for shares. Well, if you just loaded up your full position in shares, okay, now it's 96. Is that a disaster? No, but there's also not a reason to do that. Like
yeah, yeah.
you have time before you get a full recovery on these. But so yeah, so like anything around or under 100 on Google, long term will be fine. I mean, they're not going anywhere. So, but yeah, we also don't want to just market has like a really red day or red week. It's like I'm going to do a full position in
No,
some large cap tech stock. It's not really a good idea either.
no, but get yourself, 10, 15, 20% of the position. I mean, not of your
Yeah,
portfolio, of the position that you want in your
exactly.
portfolio.
Yeah,
And then, like, really just look at it every month. You're an investor now, you're not trading. Um,
yeah,
and then manage that position like Disney. I think Disney got up to what 125. Um,
yeah.
I got in at 92. It went up to 125, but I didn't cut it till 109. That was just when I was like, all right, I'm going to reset this position. I didn't try to high point it. I treated it like an investment. And the same thing with
Yeah.
Square. I think Square got up to like 80 or 90. And I got in at that at 65, which wasn't the bottom. 55 was the bottom on Square. And I held that until 74. But I made a decision like, this is where I'm going to reset the trade. I'm still taking
Right.
profit, but I'm going to reset the trade. And they weren't full positions, they were partials. But that's just kind of how you got to do it. You got to have a plan, and you got to stick with it. And on
Yeah,
the
definitely. And I think too, like as when you have the investor mentality on something, it's okay to also, if you're doing options, like, play the downside on it, make money off that, and then
yeah,
if you want to
yeah,
buy more of it, buy more of it. Don't get locked into this thing. It's like I'm an Apple investor, so I'm only gonna we're just going to the moon eventually. So I'm just gonna look at the upside on Apple. It's when you're trading, you're in a different mentality, different situation. You don't think about your long term stuff when you're trading. At least I don't. I mean, so that's sort of my
Yeah. No, if I wanted just to trade Disney, I would have took 120s, right? I would have had a way
yeah
tighter stop, but I wanted to keep that.
yeah
And I wanted to re-add it like 115 or 110 even, but I'm not gonna go back all the way into the channel. At some point in time, you got to say, all right, let's do take profit, and let it reset. And you trust the chart to reset, which here we are.
yeah. And yeah, so that's it for my new stuff.
All right, I think we do mine and then the old ones.
Yeah.
AUY gold in general. I'm assuming you went through most of these, right?
I did, yeah. So AUI,
Let's just do
I
quick.
saw it on your list and was like, I do like it. All right, so the contracts on AUI, 5 and 6, like November 6C stands out. So usually a pretty strong one when gold gets in an uptrend.
Is it
So
overwhelming on your side, or should we notes?
probably notes.
Okay, I like it. Let's just start there. Was there anything? That's probably a way to look at this. If you do go through these, just let me know which ones are good, or like we can do it here, and then which
Yeah.
ones are like, bro, you don't want to be there right now.
All right, so yeah, so I'll let you know which ones stand out there. Let's.
Because mine are purely TA, right? It's purely a TA level. It has nothing to do with news, sector, or anything. It's just on the TA side. So it could have the news and sector or flow going really against it. Like laser. Laser was one I was worried about this week.
Yeah. I probably would stay away from calm.
Okay. That
and
was one I wanted to ask you about. Like I was totally gonna ask you about that.
yeah, just basically the calls are a little bearish on it, so I don't want to see that flip first.
And you're at the top of a channel there too, so.
Yeah.
You're not at the bottom, yeah, top of that channel.
And then
calm is a good example I got on screen. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like we're going off this TA level here, but I mean there's a huge move down, and if I don't have news or flow to support this level, this trend could totally continue. I mean it's had a bad month.
Now I do I like net. I like net if it could get a little bit lower from here. Like 54 is my floor on it. I'm not sure what the TA is saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that's gonna be like your pre-market lows, right?
Yeah. Another cyber play. Kind of a theme emerging. So I do. I want to go ahead and add net. I got a lot of experience with that one, so let's keep an eye on it.
Perfect.
And let's talk Nat.
No lie. I stole that out of Collab, and it's close.
Yeah.
It's close to that 259. Monday would be the 3-day rule.
Right.
Did they get an offering? Is this offering?
I don't know. I'm not seeing it in my news feed here. So 1021 3.5C stands out. That would take us right back up where we were. I don't know if we'll get there, but I do think we'll get to between 3 and 320 from here.
I like it. Putting it on, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Was there any other stay away froms?
I am gonna stay away from EVgo.
Okay.
And Workhorse.
Okay.
Until like the middle of the week, I might have a better sense on those. But I think they will be good. just not sure that there's no flow there yet.
Is SoFi the same way? How'd that not make that list?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here's the deal on SoFi. Like,
It feels
I have
bottomish to
I have
me.
felt I have felt like and still feel like that SoFi leaps are a nice have a lot of potential, but I think this is probably gonna drop. Let's see. Yeah. Potentially to $4.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't used to think that. I thought 5 was gonna hold, but I'm not liking the setup. But I'm really not liking the short term calls are all bearish by like 60 to 70%. So I just want to see that change first.
No, yeah, no, that makes total sense. It was a note above. I don't know if you caught it, but the restaurants and the one I got is Play, because we're close to our 29 special. But
29, yeah.
how'd
No,
you feel about
so
restaurants in general? Because they're all like they're all in a spot. That whole list.
I have been. I almost put RRGB on there.
Yeah, that was on the list.
And yeah, I'm just gonna give it one more
week.
One more week, I think.
This has enough range.
But you know what? I'll say this: like, if Play falls to $29 and change this week, like, we shouldn't wait till next week.
Sure.
I mean, I don't have enough to hot list it, but
okay.
That's been such a good spot that
Play.
We'll do that.
Play will be the one that comes in Monday.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Play this week. I think it will be Play this week. The only one I'm really interested in outside of that, I got two, is Rocket Lab. That really stands out over here. RKLB. I don't know if you can even get flow
Space
on
Play.
that.
I have historically gotten flow on it, so let me see.
I mean, it's not the hugest channel, but it's just so strong. This 410 to 475, which is basically your last sell-off. We're a month and a half there.
Yeah. I've got, actually, we should add this because I've got 1118 6C.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. Like, hold on, something's gonna go on here, and we're just gonna miss this 2-day rocket.
Yeah. I like it. Yes, and
okay.
And then, but space in general. The space stock flow. What I've learned is that whales are kind of they're very speculative in that sector. So they you'll see a big push, and they'll just kind of like try to hit all of them, and then whichever one does the best, they're gonna win on that, and then it makes up for whatever they lost on the other ones. So yeah, a lot of good plays ahead in that sector.
I like it. And then the last one I was a little interested in is is Bros, but I'm kind of a fanboy. I've never even been there, but we're just under 32 here. It's kind of the spot that's held the best.
They're good. I have one by my office. They're really good. So Bros.
We're from Seattle, bro. We gotta drink Starbucks or we get
disowned. Yeah. My father-in-law, he's all into Black Rifle coffee.
I drink Pete's at home. I'm Pete's. I don't know if you have that out there, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, I told him about the political dimension of Black Rifle coffee. He's all about that. So
I haven't tried it.
They got themselves a fan.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. They do have it at Fred Meyer, but it's not cheap.
Yeah, no, I know
it's pretty.
All right, so yeah, Bros. Really, like, no chance we touch those May lows is what I would say.
Okay.
So like $30 is the absolute floor on it, but 31 actually is pretty strong. So I don't have a lot of the timing.
Your May low is 50% down from here, so I hope we don't touch that.
Right. Yeah, that was just absurd. I actually, did you trade that off that bottom?
No, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, I did a little, way too small. I think I bought like one monthly, but it went like 200%.
I'm the
So okay, so
I'm 32 to 40 trader on this thing with trying to keep it in and breaking out to 50. That's what I'm.
yeah,
That's
40 is the number. So like 11, 18, 40C is the one that stands out. Which that's $115 contract. So
it's not strong though. It's not like hey something's up over here. It's just the regular though.
yeah, it's a really solid bottom play that I don't see dipping much below here.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause I mean 30 to 33 is 10%. That's tradable in general.
Yeah, and we've talked before about how coffee is the inflation barometer stock. I mean, it really
agree.
is.
I agree.
It's just like it's that extra spending that people really enjoy, but is also the one that stands out if you're trying to save money. So
Yes,
um,
100.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not like cigarettes. Right, you're buying those no matter what. You're selling your car for those.
yeah, exactly. I worked at a gas station. It would be like carton of cigarettes and $1.32 in gas. Like that would be like a common kind of purchase that people would do.
It's probably diesel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Did you? Oh wait, we still got to go through. All right, let's go to the hot list. We still got to run through this.
Yeah.
Boyle.
Yeah, so we're early for like the big swing move, but it's also just going to be tradable. Maybe like 3 days a week, you'll catch some good 6-8% move on it. So yeah, I like it.
This thing had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight big ass red candles on the weekly, and I put it on the hot list. We get a green doji. Either I'm the luckiest man alive, or there's something to what we do. Stay with
Yeah.
us. Stay with us. Trust me on this one. BlackRock Coffee kind of got the move and
Yeah,
then reset.
I'm going to keep it for that reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. BTU Peabody stubborn as hell got your move.
Yeah.
32 still the upper level. I don't know what you're playing to.
Yeah. Cole's going to keep going, I think. So I'm gonna keep it.
Okay, we're gonna be thick this week.
Because they're opening 40 calls on it.
Oh wow.
For January. So.
So CCL, bit of a dilemma because it played real good off the 9, which I suggested not really to do because there was some risk to it. But the main play for me was the ER flush. Do we?
Yeah. I played the run up, and I was wishing. I mean, for one thing, even like a $7 put lotto would have like went like $50 or something. But yeah, no, I don't know. I can't. Flow is so hard. Like they're piling in, but I don't really have a clear picture. I'm gonna kind of
notes.
Stay away.
Notes.
Yeah.
Coin.
Yeah, I'm keeping coin. Back to 67, 68, potential to 72. If it falls, I know where it's going to fall probably.
What do you got?
So, all right. So 61.94, like that 62 level would be like a pre-market drop if that happens. If we have like a really bad week on it,
yep.
I got 56.77 is what I'm looking for.
54. I like it. That's the best example of the difference in mine and Professor Styles. Is mine is more of a larger historical time frame. He really tracks intraday levels consistently and regularly, updates them constantly. Where I look for the stronger levels to hold, or arrive at those levels to trade.
And when those line up, it's go time.
It's go time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cores.
I'm gonna take this one off just because I got HUT on there, so okay. I kind of like HUT as the cheap crypto play a little better for now.
I'm with you. And we're thick, so we can be
picky.
Cody.
Gonna take this off.
DVN.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep Devin. Got the move I wanted, for sure, but I sort of like the spot on oil right now. So, Devin, MRO, Oxy, those are what I trade. But Devin's the one I'll keep on the hot list.
Yeah, I like Devin to 64. So actually, you still got some left in the tank here.
Yeah.
775 magnet EVTL. Let's go. Bro, if there is not a better level, let me tell you. I'm done with it.
Yeah, I am too. Whales
What a
are
move.
still tinkering around with it, but
What a move. What a move, man.
monster, love it. God, we caught this, like, you made me wait at 5, and
Yep.
then we got it in the 3s. So, and then to get a second move too is great.
I don't think I could have timed the second move any better off the $5 level, which is the funniest part.
Yeah.
Lemonade. You don't have.
Yeah, Lemonade's about to give us another shot here.
Yeah, you don't have a choice here.
Yeah.
Do you have? What do you have on the upper? 25.
28 to 30.
Man, 30s would be great. That's 50%.
Yeah.
Lift.
Yeah, I kind of got what I wanted out of Lift. I'm gonna take it off. It might resurface, but I'll take it off for now.
Yeah, no,
Probably
it was doing it, and then Thursday happened. Thursday was just not good to a lot of charts. Mo. They like, I don't know how else to say it, but they basically kicked Jewel to the curb. They closed their agreement with Jewel. That was your pullback.
That will be good for them in the long run, probably, because I don't. The trajectory of vaping and the law is not very good.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, I mean, I love Mo as a stock. Like, I think that it's a great stock to have. It's like a $55 to $70 stock, in my opinion. But
well, the dividend's a great dividend stock, to be honest with
you. Yeah.
That's what it's.
As far as like trading it this week, kind of depend on what consumer defensive wants to do. Probably we'll take it off for now.
We're not hurting, so let's with you. Yeah. Perfect. PBI.
I'll take this off. Did actually get a few good trades off of it, but
yeah, it never set up for me. Piton.
I don't know what to do with it right now.
Okay.
Still have my thesis on it. Long term, dipped a little more than I thought it would.
Sames.
Yeah.
Roblox.
Yeah. So very likely to. My floor is actually $36, so we're a little under that, and very likely bounce into the 40s. So we get any kind of rally this week, this is going to outpace most of what's out there. So I keep it.
I got 3150 to 40, just above 30. I don't think we ever break 30 again on this. Not without some stupid news. As soon as the dollar amounts come out from their partnerships, even on, like, I think Walmart signed up real quick with them because they opened their thing to advertisers. As soon as, like, the first report comes out on what they're making, people will be able to kind of scale that profit out, and that when that gets cooked into here, I think we're back to 50, to be honest.
With you.
Keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Run.
Let's see.
Actually did really good here.
Run. Yeah. So I've got like 32, 34 short term. So I think we probably get a bounce here.
I'm fine with being stubborn on this.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. SPWR.
We could take this one off. Like we got enough solar exposure, but this is kind of the same setup. So this is probably going back to 26 or so.
Yeah, I like this one now because my level's 2156.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, big solar push.
Yeah, if you have that high end, that's the number I have up top too. So. Yeah. Sun W. That's the one we'll kill. Let's kill that one.
Yeah, we'll kill it. Yeah.
U. I mean, that's what it should be. Sorry, that's what I'm go back to that one. That's what it should be in general. If we're gonna remove something, it probably should be the pennies first, right? I mean,
I think so.
That's what you shed if you're gonna shed something.
Yep.
U.
Yeah, I like you, but I'm not sure I've got enough to keep it. But I think it's on our radar. Pox all over you, so
we'll keep it for notes. We're literally getting rid of all the low volume ones too. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just how it's working out. Upstart.
I don't like it. I don't like it down here. I like it if it reclaims 22. I like it. But it's kind of a no man's land, and I don't like the flow starting to show up with like 18s and stuff. So
that's where I would be talking about buying it again. It's 18, 17. I think that's the spot.
Yeah. So we'll take it off. I won't forget about Upstart though.
Promise. Yeah. This one is interesting to me because it's so low volume, but the trend will not break. Weber.
Yeah, I want to keep Weber. I still just see like, I mean, seriously, anywhere from 8 to 12. Believe it or not,
it's gonna happen like in a day and a half too.
Yeah.
I really believe that because the volume's been so low, but it will not like it won't touch. Before it wouldn't go under 6. Now it won't touch 6. And that's what we're getting here. It's just slowly like sideways but creeping up on super low volume. So that means when you get volume, it's going to go probably up really fast.
Yeah.
That's how that works. X. I'm assuming that's a yes.
Yeah. I'm all over X.
Yeah, this is my ping level, 1812. Doji on the bottom here. We were just a week early. This play doesn't move as fast as most of the other ones. So perfect. I think we did really well there for starting out. I mean, we were like 15 off the beginning.
Sure. And real quick on X.
Sorry.
And, keep this in mind for that whole group. So FCX is an actual copper stock, but all of them are dependent on what copper's doing. And copper had dipped to 325. Now it's over 340 with some momentum. So like it breaks 350, it's gonna like really be great for all those stocks. So and they're also far down that 6-8% days could be happening for like AA and all those. So so just keep that kind of keep that in mind.
Real quick, because I don't think a lot of people get it, and I'm not. To be honest with you, I'm not the best on it in the world. What is the relationship with copper and everything else? Is it just used in the process? I mean, because you're talking aluminum and steel, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's just kind of the I guess just the market fulcrum, right? So like it is like a lot of the companies have exposure to copper. And it's just in futures, like there are aluminum futures. But aluminum futures are a little bit harder to pin down for me, like TA wise. Okay. And so I've kind of like gravitated towards copper. And copper is just, it's used by economists a lot for like overall economic health. It's just kind of like the one that they chose to use for that. So it has a lot of eyes on it. I think that's kind of what I would say.
Okay.
In terms of market analysts have eyes on it. It doesn't necessarily directly move the price of aluminum, but it certainly indirectly does.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I am waiting for you. Big sticky note right here on the wall. Aluminum. And the
Yeah, yeah,
AACNX, they're wrote down for me because those charts are ready to go. And I'm like, why does he keep saying copper? These are aluminum stocks.
yeah, yeah.
Like, is it used do they melt it together? Like, is it part of the metal process? Like they need it? It's the sugar in the cookies or what? I mean, I didn't really know why it was in real, but it makes sense. It's just kind of like the gold standard for metals is what you're kind of saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's so like copper is gold, aluminum is silver. I guess the basic like. You're
Okay.
not going to see a situation often where gold runs without silver going somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah, but they move slightly differently, but kind of gold's what you look to for precious metals. So same deal with copper.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm good. You got anything else? You got anything you want me to last minutes additions or talking points or stocks you want to
see here,
like quick?
Yeah, just real quick, call up EWZ for me.
EWZ.
I keep talking about this. I maybe should have just hot listed them, but they're in my notes a lot. So Brazil, Brazil is way ahead of everybody in terms of dealing with a high inflation environment. Because they're actually used to inflation way worse than this in terms of they're like, the just runaway crazy inflation. And they did their rate hikes a long time ago. So anyway, you look at this chart and this just screams 32 break to me. And I see that in the flow as well. And the stocks I trade off of it, you can trade this ETF, but Vail and PBR.
Yeah.
Both are stocks you want to keep on your radar for leaps in particular. So when you see those pop up in my notes, like there's a definite theme there, and I think we can catch a good move on that.
32 is volume profile, larger time frames. It's acting like severe resistance the last 2 months. You're creating range to the downside right now. I mean, every week it goes lower, but every week it also checks back to 32. So I would make that bet this week that this gets a 31, 32 test.
Yeah. So
sure.
worth a look for sure. But yeah, that was the only thing I didn't mention that I thought of. And also, man, semiconductors are in a rough spot. I can't even deal with those. Like Soxel is like 886 right now. Completely fell out of my zone.
I don't know when we were talking about it, but I was like, AMD's going to 50, and it kind of got laughed off, but AMD's going to 50. And NVIDIA's probably testing 100. It might go sub 100, to be honest with you.
They're not getting the benefit of the good days, and they're getting like a little extra punishment on the bad days. It's just sort of how it seems to me.
Too many headwinds. There's just too many headwinds for them. And there was we're in a market where the only way I know to put it is book value is beating the speculation built in. And these guys, Apple, Microsoft, still have a lot of speculation built in. And that's where we talked about it 2-3 weeks in a row. That's where the 20%, that's where the 20%'s coming from. I'm sorry, but those are the charts it has to come from. You're not gonna take something else down to where it's selling half price discount to what the company's worth if you sold the company. That's not going to happen. It's going to come off these companies that are still, 30 times forward earnings. Those are going to go down to 25 and 20 because the rest of the market's at 15 to 17 right now.
Like I had an eye on Qualcomm for their June lows, which were around 119. It didn't even put up a fight there. It just went. Yeah. It's down at 112 now. So, it just cut right through all that. So it's trade puts on it when it spikes. If you're going to trade semiconductors, that's kind of what I would say. Like that's a much safer trade than trying to play the upside. I don't have any interest in leaps or anything on this sector for a while.
We talked about it in March, April, May. Book value is going to be important. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
here we are. Book value is
Right.
important. If your stock is still trading like 23, 25, 30 times forward earnings, be mindful that there could be a knife in there. If it's at book value, you're probably closer to the floor. So just, I mean, real quick, pull up Yahoo Finance and just check it every time. Just be mindful, like, all right, this still got a lot priced in, because it will change your opinion. Besides, like, just thinking, what's a good one? Nvidia. Let's use Nvidia. Nvidia is $150 stock. Well,
Yeah.
100 sounds a mile away, but if you go look at the value, it's not a stretch. It's just not.
Yep.
And I think that's more important right now for the overall direction, because I'm trying to be in front of it. The earnings, I think most of them are they're gonna have those knives unless they have good guidance. So just kind of be mindful of the environment we're in right now. There's plenty of stuff out there. Hot List is full of them, of stuff that has already kind of been taxed and is trying to find where it belongs. Like Snap's a good one. It's kind of been taxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kodak. It's another good one. All the industrials, all the metals and materials, all the same way.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about all I got. The VIX, the VIX. I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't have volume profile on it. It doesn't for some
Oh,
reason.
really?
Yeah, it doesn't come up. So I don't really have anything to go. I got to basically like day trade level it. So I really didn't have much direction for you. I apologize on that one.
No, yeah, that's fine. So basically, like, there's a theory on the VIX that it needs to spike over 50, between 50 and 60, to be the end of the bear market.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Would that be that'd be a pretty crazy move. But
yeah. What is the VIX? Isn't it volatility?
Volatility, yeah, it's the volatility index. It's basically like it goes up when the market goes down, but it's not quite that simple. But that's sort of how it can be, like, the market can go down and it can be kind of flat too, but it tends to spike. But anyway, yeah. So my level on it, like, if VIX between 26 and 28, I would re-add it, and SQQQ, I'll keep mine.
I just pulled that up. I was totally going to ask you about that. I love this flipping thing.
Yeah.
You got me addicted to this goddamn thing.
Yeah, this was good. Especially like if you're a trader on the share side, like,
it's so money.
You just kind of like know what's coming. Nothing good's gonna come out of the Fed, but it's probably gonna be some bullshit, up and down days. You get shares on this and you're good. Yeah, we need to pull back on this though, I think, before I'd be interested in adding this again.
What do you have? Like 55 or 46?
Yeah, it's I've got 54, 52, and 48. They're like kind of like the key key levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you notes it for me, please, when you see it?
Yeah, sure will. Yeah.
Dude, I am addicted to this. I love it. It just fits what I do so well, and it, like you're saying, it's a hedge against the market. So when it's not going my way, this is having a great day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, best red day play there is, in my opinion.
100%. 100%. Awesome. Well, appreciate the time. Right on the money today. Everyone have a good week. Trade safe.
Yep. See you guys in Discord.